What's going on, everybody? James here, redoptionagency.com, 21 years selling on eBay. So I figured I would make this video. Just got done with a live. Went 6 hours till my phone died, which maybe I should plug my phone up now that I'm thinking about it. All right. I'm not sure why, if it drains faster than it charges, or if it just wasn't registering for some reason. I'm not sure. But so I got through 6 hours. Got about 160 listed before the phone went kapoop. So if you want to watch the lives, if you haven't, if you go to my channel, there's a tab at the top for live. Hit that and you can see the lives there, because it doesn't show up, I don't believe, with the other videos. So if you're interested in watching the live and the whole listing process and what have you, or if you just need some background noise for when you're listing, got music playing and what have you, and did a little talking at the beginning and what have you. So I haven't done any pulling videos and stuff and to answer questions, so I figured I'd make this little video because I got just some questions that was answering, and I wanted to try to answer more questions if just be more up to date on answering questions and what have you. So so I've just wrote a few off, and I found up here, and everybody keeps asking me about the thermal printer, and I answer individually, and then I forget what it is. It's like a Zebra GK420D or something like that. But mine's an old one. I've been using it for like 12 years or whatever. So there's probably newer, better ones out there, but it's still going, so that's good. Everybody keeps asking about the whole taxes. I guess with this whole $600 thing. I thought they weren't supposed to take taxes from they're only going to be taxing the big people. Funny how politicians lie, right? Never fails, they always lie. No matter what side you're on, politicians lie, period. But the whole 600 and you have to pay taxes on it and whatever. People asking, what do I use to keep track? Do I use Excel, Quickens, whatever? And my question is, I don't do nothing. Yes, I pay taxes, but I don't have to do anything myself. I have a tax person who I pay $325 a month, and the firm, they've got all the passwords to all my accounts. They have the eBay password. They have, and then I use one credit card for the business, and then I have the business bank account. So everything I do business-wise is virtual or whatever. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. Meaning I don't really go out and pay for cash for anything. If I do take cash out at an ATM, then they ask what it's for, and then I tell them product, like if I'm getting cash out for yard sales or whatever. So they go into my accounts, eBay checking account and the business credit card account, and just download all the information themselves into whatever they use, Quickens or whatever, I don't know. And then I just pay the bills as they tell me to pay. So, and that's all actually automatic too. They just tell me they send them and how much they sent them, and I just write it down. And then I pay them $325 a month, and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to keep track of anything. I just have a little tote that I put all my receipts in, just in case anything ever happened that the receipts needed to be pulled for some reason or not. and then I keep about 7 years worth of receipts. After that, I just trash them, shred them. So, so for taxes, yeah, I got a guy. I got a guy. So I'm not the person to talk to, and probably, make sure that whoever does give you advice is, a CPA or a tax person before you listen to anybody, because you definitely don't want to get in trouble with the taxes. Uh, I've had a headache one time with taxes where when PayPal ended up switching over, uh, it was a situation where you didn't always have to have your EIN number in PayPal, so it was like my personal social security number, but it was all still connected to the business. And then they had this, I guess 1 year decided that you have to switch it to the EIN number, and I didn't know. So that 1 year, there was a whole lot of money that was on my personal that was not supposed to be. It's supposed to be on the business. So that literally took like 5 years to get straightened out, dealing with. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with them. My tax guy at the time did it all, but it was a headache dealing with him, because just like almost any government entity, business, whatever, is just a mess. And so it was consistent problem after problem. And even though it's all pretty simple and basic, you give them what they want, and it's still just, it took a while to get situated. So you definitely don't want to get in no mess, because it can be a long, drawn-out headache. And it's like, so yeah, that's taxes. I don't deal with them. So thankfully, I don't have to think about them, and one less thing on my plate that I have to worry about. So I have no problems paying $325 a month to, the way you should always look at it is, pay somebody to, hire somebody to take care of your weaknesses. Taxes, my weakness, headache. No, I'll pay a professional and don't have to worry about it. And then, but what I do, and I just started this since eBay kind of changed their layout, where I used to break everything down like CDs and stuff, and keep track every month of what I was selling wise, like how much money did I make in CDs this month or last month, how much in T-shirts, how much in hats, and I would always keep track and then try to beat it every month and what have you. So since they changed their layout, it's not really easy anymore. I guess there's that one place you can go and kind of still look at it, but I just started a new way where I just keep track on a notepad every day. And basically this keeps me in check, so I know whether I'm going to be up or behind for the month. Like it starts out with $271 a day. That's the dollar amount I need to make per day, $271, just to break even. And that includes all the business bills, basically. My payroll, Adrian's payroll, storage lockers, the cell phones, charter, car, whatever the case may be, everything. So $271 a day. Anything over that is profit to play with, whether that's buying inventory, buying, supplies, and then whatever's left after that, I take a payment disbursement every month as like a bonus. So we got switched over. I always forget, like if it's a C Corp or S Corp, I always forget that. We've changed so many times, but the way we're set up now is I can take any profit disbursement at the end of the month as like a payout. So don't have to leave any money into the business or whatever. And at this point, really don't have to put back into the business with all the storage lockers filled with merchandise and stuff. So what I do is the money that goes into my bank account. Next is the money I pay on the shipping and handling every day, because I use credit cards for the shipping and handling, business credit cards. So I get rewards and stuff instead of it coming out of the eBay money. Or, well, I don't do it through eBay anyway, so I know some of you guys do. But it would pay to do it onto a credit card where you're getting like 1% back or whatever, especially if you're spending $6,000 a month on postage like I am. So you get a little bit back, cash back, if you do it that way. And then the total, and then I keep a running total of what I do, so then I know where I'm at each day by day. Like right now, I am at, hold on, 26. So well, I do it every 5 days to show my profit. So the last 5 day period, I had $2,600 in profit as I stand thus far for the month. But I've made back all the money I need to for bills. So everything from here on out for the rest of the month, for the next few days, is all going to just add to that $2,600 profit minus the shipping cost. So probably looking at over $3,000 of profit this month. And that is also with, the money I spent on product is already written down and taken out of it. I do that as I do it. So if I was to order supplies tomorrow, I'd go ahead and minus that off the $2,600 that's here now. And why I do that is just because supplies are inconsistent. I mean, I could get an average per month if I wanted to, but figured this way is just more detailed down. So I should have over $3,000 or so in profit after payroll and all the bills are paid. So I can do with as I wish, which would probably be a disbursement, taking the $3,000 from the business and just throwing it in personal. So that's the beauty of it. So that's how I handle all my numbers and stuff. I'm just glad I don't have to deal with it and worry about it. So another question I keep getting over is about the global shipping on eBay. I've used global shipping on larger items, and I know they just started a new thing too with smaller items or something. I don't know. I'm not sure, because I saw an email to sign up, but where I could do with CDs with their global shipping and stuff like that. But I'm sure they would charge a lot more than what I charge just to do it myself. And I use Pirate Ship, of course, for international shipping, because that's the cheapest one out there that I know of as of right now. And so I just do all the international shipping myself instead of using eBay's global shipping program. And you get more sales that way because you can control the price. Whereas I think when you do the global, it's like almost, I don't know, but I hear and have been told that it's a lot more, because they're basically paying for 2 shipping costs, for here to Kentucky and then Kentucky to overseas. So I don't mess with global shipping, so I am not the guy to talk to you about the global shipping. And the only reason I use it for larger, heavier items is because it's going to be cheaper. Because for me to send a receiver, or a cassette deck or something overseas, I would have to be charging like $100, $120 or something like that. Where I just put it on global shipping. If they want to pay big money for it, they can, and I don't have to worry about it or deal with it. So that's the only thing I do with global shipping. So I don't mess with that. So I always get this goofy question. And I say goofy because there's so many variables to the answer. Is like, how many items do I have to sell to make X amount of money per month? The last one that was popped up was how many items do I have to sell to make 10K per month? Well, one item. Just price it at 10K plus the fees. So you only have to sell one item per month to make 10K if it's a 10K an item worth $10,000. And I say that kind of to be a smartass, but in another way is you can break it down backwards from that. Okay, that would be 2 at 5,000. Okay, that would be 4 items at 2,500. And then you could just keep going backwards from there and just rough estimate 20% fees. It's a little high if you don't promote, or if you do promote, that might be spot on, total. It's just a rough number. And then you can just work your way backwards from there and figure it out. And then also, too, that's not necessarily how many items you have listed, it's how many you have to sell. And you could always, depending on what the item is and the sell-through rate, then it depends on how many items you would have to have listed to actually make the sales. So it's not a question. The best way to answer that question is for you to start working, start listing stuff. List what you list, see how it sells. And if you're consistent like I am with the items or with the average dollar per item, you will be able to, after say a year, you'll be able to tell how many more items do I need to list to make X amount of money, because you know how many you have up, how many average you sell per day, and you can just do the math based off of that. So the best way to do it is just start listing, and you're not going to get that answer right away. So, my computer shut down because nothing's going through the receiver. All right, just in case I have to pull up some more questions. And then a nice little fun one is, what are your goals for the new year? So let me just scroll here real quick after this pops back on, see if I can get any more serious questions before I jump into the goals for the new year. And I appreciate everybody's comments, you guys. Crazy, especially still getting comments about that viral video. And I'm going to start putting that in the description of all the new videos I upload, so it should be on this one too. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, how to list 200 items in a day, you can look below and there should be a link that'll take you to that video. It's helped a lot of people, it seems. So but alrighty, another thermal printer question. So a lot of the thermal printers. So what are my goals for the new year? Well, personal wise, I want to ride my bike more. I got a new one coming that Jan got me, the 2022 20-inch GT Pro Performer, the black one that was released this year. So that'll be coming. A late Christmas gift, because it's taking a little bit longer to get here than she thought. So bike ride more, get this little bit of weight off that I need to get off, be healthier. So, and then travel more road trips, more thrifting road trips, and just sightseeing and just random driving to wherever and see where we wind up, create experiences basically to get out and to get a new car. I think I bought the Porsche at 42,000 miles, 46,000 miles, somewhere in there. So I think I'm at 52,000 miles right now on the Porsche. So I'm probably going to trade that in this year and see what's next. Because when I got it, my goal was to get cars that I've always wanted and just drive them for a while and trade them in and get something different instead of getting a long-term vehicle right now type of thing. So I don't know what I'm going to look for, but I think if I'm going to keep increasing sales, I'm going to have to get something a little bigger anyway, a little bit bigger SUV. So we'll see Maybe I'll finally go to the Wagoneer. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if there's any used ones out there by now. Maybe I'll jump into one of the new Wagoneers and enjoy that for a little bit. And it's definitely bigger. So I'll see. And then probably get Jan a different car. So she's pretty much done with the Volvo. She wants to try the Genesis SUV. So she got to go test drive that and see how they drive and see how they are. I haven't done no research into them yet. I know it's just like a high-end, made by Kia, but the high-end side. So I have to do more research personally to see how those stand up over time and what have you. But supposedly they're pretty decent cars. So Kia's come a long way in the last couple of years than where they were 5 years ago. So I have more confidence in their vehicles nowadays than I did back in the day. But yeah, so maybe new cars, travel more, and definitely exercise more, ride bike more, get out more. Hopefully my sinuses won't kill me too bad this coming year, 2023, but I'm sure it will. Even just yesterday, ever since I got COVID, I can smell things. Man, these peanuts are just killing me. I can smell I always had sensitive smelling, but since COVID, I had COVID. The sensitive smelling is off the charts, and I can smell when I'm getting a sinus infection now and stuff like that. So it's weird. So I got something brewing in there right now. So another personal thing is the Christmas living room. Leaving the tree up, leaving the decorations up. Man, these people saying they're not getting their items. I keep having to put in there, say, it's been delivered. It says it's been delivered. And then they try to escalate it, and they get denied, thankfully. But the Christmas living room, leaving the tree up, probably going to have about 3 trees in there. Just Jan loves collecting Christmas stuff. She always has, but it's always just sat around, and probably got tons of it in storage and shoved into every crevice in the house. So gonna decorate the whole living room and just be like one big Christmas party all year long. I saw a cool ceiling done in a restaurant where they have the green garland stuff just covering the ceiling, and they have ornaments hanging from it. So I saw that, and I'm like, ooh, could do something like that. Because if we only have 3 trees, we've got more than 3 trees. She's got more than 3 trees worth of ornaments, and she always likes getting ornaments, especially, at the bins and stuff. So gonna have to get creative in there. Make it a nice little cozy room to go into. As far as business-wise, I'm thinking doubling my hats. I gotta really dig into listing hats. So I got about 10,500 hats listed right now. So if I can get it 20,000, that would be awesome. So 20,000 hats, so I can double my hat sales pretty much. And definitely gonna digging back into clothes. Obviously, you can see behind me there too. All that's listed. So getting more into clothes again, because there was that time where, as you guys seen, if you watched my videos, you saw that collapsed wall where that whole collapsed wall was just clothes. And those were the months I was doing huge numbers with clothes, and just kind of let it go to the wayside. I don't know why. It's just because I just had so much in storage that I've been trying to get through, maybe. So, but even though I got clothes in storage, I don't know, I always just threw clothes aside. Dumb me, right? So I've got lots of clothes in storage, and it's just something I'd never wanted to mess with. And now, I don't know why, it's pretty easy to do. If you're watching my lives, you can see it's pretty quick for me to pound through some clothes and some jeans and whatever, I'm definitely going to be expanding on the jeans a whole lot more than I used to. And pants in general. Pants, even out of the clothes, the pants was definitely always the last in line for. That was even behind shoes. I mean, pants was literally probably the last thing I wanted to touch. But now, of course, I just worked out my system, and now I can knock out pants really quick with no issues. So pants are going to the top of the list, from the bottom to the top. Lincoln Park. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've really thought about. So increasing hats, increasing clothing, and the personal stuff. So other than that, let me see if there's any more questions here I can look at. People's always asking, do I have the post office pick up all my merchandise that goes out because I do so much? And the answer is no. I take care of that myself. Pack it in my truck and get to the post office. And why I do that is because I don't like waiting for anybody. I definitely don't want to. I don't know. There's something about waiting for things just is more of a anxiety to me, and it just kind of brings me down and ruins my day. If I have to wait for something, it literally ruins my day for some reason. That's one reason. Two is if I didn't go to the post office, some days I wouldn't leave the house. So some days, when I go to the post office, some days that's the only time I leave the house, other than like to walk out to get the mail or something, So those two reasons alone are good enough for me to take care of that myself. Let's see, anything else? I guess that's it. All right, I figured I'd make this video since the live is not really a video on the channel. So I don't know how many of you guys are actually seeing the live. I really don't see many lives, so like pop up for me. So unless I got the notification on. So I'm just making this video to make you guys aware. Click the live. Also, you can, because that is where you're going to find at least the latest video as of right now, not counting this one. And then maybe tomorrow I'll start doing the pulling videos again. Get back into the rhythm of that. It's just been so much been selling for the holidays that I've just been not even thinking about making the videos. So, alrighty. Then also too, what I'm going to try to do is with the clothing is really another, I guess, 2023 thing is try to list more on the Poshmark and see if I can get my sales increased on Poshmark too, since I'm ramping up the clothes. I had listed a few of the pairs of pants that I have over here on Poshmark. One had already sold. So what I'm doing now is when I take the pictures, I'm filing over here as a temporary file until I get this shelving and stuff rebuilt downstairs or get some space made to pile some totes for now. And then when it comes off here and goes into its spot for downstairs, I'm going to go ahead and cross list over to Posh. And that's another question that I get a lot. Who do I use to cross list? And so when I do, I use List Perfectly as of right now to cross list. I think it's like $50 a month or something like that. But I definitely don't use it enough to pay for it where it pays for itself. So I definitely need to ramp up the cross listing. And I may even start. I don't like cross linking too much because it's a pain to take it off. If it don't take it down automatically, it's a pain in the butt. So that's why I've always kind of stepped back from cross listing so much. because it doesn't take it down automatically. I like stuff I don't have to think about. Don't add extra work, if you will. So when it adds extra work, I'm like, yeah, man, I'll just wait for it to sell on eBay. So, yeah. So cross-listing more and just making sure I check every day my eBay sold, because I type Poshmark in the SKU. Also, after the location, I'll type Posh in the SKU listing, so I know that if something sells on eBay and it says Posh, it'll tell me where it's located to ship it or to pull it so I can ship it. Then it also says Posh next to it. Then I'll know to go to Poshmark and end it. But I normally just check it like once a week because nothing ever sells really on Poshmark for me. So I don't have to like keep up with it. So if I need to start keeping up with it more on a daily basis, making sure I end everything on Posh that sells on eBay. So just trying to stay more structured in the cross-listing situation too. So, all right, I think that's it. If you have any questions, put them on this video, and then my next video of answering questions, I will look at the comments on this video. So, nice way to keep it organized, if you will, so I don't have to scroll through things looking for things. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.